You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one, okay? Go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
What's up? Lamont's gone again, y'all.
Lamont is on the Superman business with the big S across his chest.
Do you at least hear us, Lamont? Mayday, 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 man down? Hello?
Lamont?
Lamont is not there, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, what's up? Welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic. Spud is here. Maynard is here. Lamont is here, y'all. But
he's coming.
For some reason or another,
Something
something is going in and out of his thing, and I don't know why. So
now he's
hopefully he will come back.
I think Lamont is here. There he is.
There he
is. There we've been waiting, man. We were like, we can't do anything without the boss.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, my dude?
Now we don't hear you, Lamont. No, we don't hear you. Well, I talk about a technical difficulty night.
You just, if you can until you fix your microphone situation, just react. Spud to say something, I'll say something even dumber, and then you say something back, or you react to that. What's up, Spizzle? How you feel?
You know, I'm just out here in these streets, just trying to hold it on. It's very hard to do when love's gone.
You said you holding on, huh?
Anyways, let us know where you are, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mind us. Just bear with us this evening. Lamont is trying to get his computer together and his technical difficulties together and to make that happen.
Lamont has a 486, so he's taking it back to 1994.
A 486 credit score?
No, 486 computer. Old Pentium 1 class.
I would hope that he would be out of the 486 by now.
Damn.
Crazy.
Hey, yo, since he gives me hell whenever, can I give some NSU love real quick? We made it.
No, this is not an NSU.
My dude, we won the MEAC. We going to the road to the Final Four again.
No, I don't care nothing about that.
Come on, my dude.
But shout out to Patrick Ewing though. Shout out to Patrick Ewing. He's doing his thing.
That was a little bit wild, man. Patrick Ewing wins. I mean, you know the whole deal with him at the Garden, right?
No. What is going on tonight?
I don't know, but that was dope, though.
I don't know what happened with that.
I didn't touch anything. So Patrick Ewing, they go up, they win, right? He's coach. He's at the Garden. I mean, Madison Square Garden, and they like, yo, Pat, you can't come in the store. We need to see some ID. He's like, wait a minute.
They hit him with the Spike Lee joint?
They hit him with the Spike. He's like, I'm Patrick Ewing. Like, this is my house from 85 to 90 something, maybe 2000. I was Showtime up in here. I'm the man here. And they're like, yo, we don't know you. We don't know who you are or nothing. And they gave Pat Ewing the business. He called Dolan and was like, Dolan, my dude, you can't be treating me like this.
So what's up to everybody who was
on?
Shout out to William Hammond. What's really good. Everybody else is on. Whoever is on, let us know where you are, who you are, so that way we can give you a shout out if you would like to be a part of the show. All you have to do is click the link in the chat and we will put you on live. Lamont is having some technical difficulties, so as soon as he gets his internet together and all his technical stuff together, he will be on and joining us.
Will got the Rona killer. He said he out here getting vaxxed up. All right, Will.
Cool. Right, man. Got the vax. I go back for my second shot on the second.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
I thought you was an anti-Rona killer.
I was not an anti. I was just saying, I'm going to wait for the last ones. But then the first ones came. It was like, what are you going to do?
So when you hit your first one, how did it make you feel?
Yeah, man, they kill you on that arm, boy. That arm ain't no joke, boy.
Welcome back, Lamont. Can we hear you talk?
Can we try this again?
Oh,
yes,
Lamont.
Thank you.
So nice of you to join us today.
And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell all my business. This the new joint.
Now I'm out.
No, oh my goodness.
What is happening?
Oh.
Can we have
what is going on?
Will said his wife was sick for 2 days with the second dose. I had my second dose like 2 weeks back. I ain't feel nothing other than my arm was sore. Aside from that.
So you cannot hear me at all?
No, we hear you.
We
hear
you.
you. We see you. It might be
Maybe
me.
it's you, man. It is you. You the control room.
Right.
It might be
we
me.
pay our bill.
It don't make no sense, but it could be.
All right. So before we lose all of our people, I guess we should start the show. Bear with us tonight. We have no idea what's going on with, the internet or what's going on or whatever's happening. But, whatever. Okay, where do we start? Do we start with the Grammys? Do we start with Buckingham Palace? Do we start with Anita Baker? Do we start with Kirk Franklin? Do we start with Mr. C or Candace Owens or Stacey Dash, or where would you guys like to start this evening?
Yeah, let's talk about Kirk Franklin for a half a
So
step.
I don't know what happened. All I know is my wife told me something that the man went off about on his child, and the child videotaped it and put it on social media or whatever. So can you explain to me what happened with Kirk Franklin?
Lamont, do you want us to get in on it all or no?
I don't have it all. I just have it to where there was a
Spud is gone, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Spud left.
I'm
This
here.
is so whack.
I don't know
Okay.
what's going on.
That there, I guess, was a well, first there, I guess, there's been some sort of animosity between daddy and son. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't even know he had a son. You know what I mean? And I guess his son was out here trying to get these records going or whatever. And my man had like 1,500 followers. And then when he dropped the tape, he dropped to 12,000. So we definitely understand that this is how they get busy in 2021 to get their following game up.
Stunts.
Sacrifice whatever you sacrifice, and that's what they're doing. But I guess there's some sort of animosity, whatever it was. And Kirk Franklin was being a father. You know what I mean? And he was
back or no?
You're back.
Yeah, you back now.
Right. So
Okay, there I go.
So for what it's worth, like you said, Lamont, you kind of laid it out. The son was recording the phone conversation between he and Kirk Franklin. And low key, Kirk Franklin was like, "You blankety blank, I will bust your blankety blank. I will kill you. I will bust your blankety blank, 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 whatever."
And this is his son he's talking to?
This is his son.
Yeah. And how
his
old
30-year-old son? 30
or 32.
Oh, he's 30 years old. Okay, so he's a grown-ass man.
Yeah, he's a grown-ass man.
Okay, well, he can get the business
He
then.
can get the business. Right. It's not his son. It's not his son. It's a grown man. I mean, he might be his son legally, but it's a grown-ass man.
Is this his biological son?
Yes,
or
yes. It is his biological son.
Wait, because his wife had a son before they got married.
Nah.
So is it this son?
This is his son.
Okay, all right.
I don't know who the mama of that baby is, but that's his son. But he's a grown man. He's 30 or 32 years old. And so his son was really kind of low key. He was trolling him though. That's what really was going on.
Well, what does that mean, man? We're gonna act like this is just audio only tonight. How about we just play?
All right, that's cool.
We just don't get whatever. Let's just go.
Yeah, just because this is
right.
Sorry, y'all. We I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna get it.
We got the internet jinxes up in this piece. So what happened was basically the son was like, "Yo," like Tashawn said, "I need, I need you to let me get some of the get a little piece of change." Kirk was like, basically, apparently there had been a scenario where he was like, "Yo, if you do these things, I will do these things to help you," or somewhere in between. And as a result, he wasn't trying to go Kirk's plan. He was trying to go his own plan. Just give me what I asked for, and blah 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 blah. Kirk, when they got into it, and he flipped, and then Kirk's son was like, "Oh, you threatening me? You threatening me?" And he was taping it, so he was trolling. As Lamont was like, "What's the troll about?" Because he really was trying. He was like, he knew he had Kirk Franklin while angry, and he was just kind of like pushing that button, like, "Oh, so you gonna do what? Who you gonna beat up?" And da 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 da.
So, but here's my question: is some of this Kirk's fault? Because obviously, Kirk over the years had been spoiling this kid, been giving him whatever he wanted. Because you're just not gonna go from 0 to 100 like that. You feel what I'm saying? So,
I'm saying, but what's the problem here? Is the problem that it's Kirk Franklin and he went off on his son, or is it just because he went off on the son?
Yeah, because Kirk Franklin is in the world of white Jesus. So they say that when you're in that world of white Jesus, you're not supposed to cuss, right?
Cuss or, get all upset and use, violence or the threat of violence. Or
right.
whatever.
You're just supposed to pull out a scripture and we're all going to pray and everything's supposed to be calm.
But here's the real problem.
Let me tell y'all something.
What?
Let me tell you.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm not trying to, let me knock on wood, but I have a couple of church clients, and let me tell you something.
What?
All right. Church folk ain't no different than regular folk. All right.
Here's the real problem. Kirk Franklin apologized.
He didn't need to apologize. This is my child. This is my business.
Exactly.
If I go ham on my child, I have the right to go ham on my child.
Exactly. Well, hold on. Not a child. This is a 30-some-year-old man.
Listen, this is the problem with this
wait a minute. Hold on.
And these millennials. They cannot. We're punk ass parents. That's what it is. It's what Bernie Mac said. It's the punk ass parents that's raising these kids, and they not giving them no discipline or structure. When I was growing up,
punk ass parents, is that Pap?
That's what it is. It's punk ass parents. They don't have the balls and they don't have the gusto to listen. When my grandfather would get mad at us, he would spit on his hands and slap the living dog ash out of you. Puh, smacker.
That's nasty.
How dare I?
That's nasty.
All right, but that's facts.
I understand.
How dare I? Yeah. So first of all, Kirk Franklin's son automatically needs his butt whooped after trolling his dad and putting it on social media for the world to be able to see.
Right. But hold on, here's the real problem though.
Just for that.
Here's the real problem. Like, you ain't even a kid no more.
In the house.
You're not a kid no more. If you're asking your pop for, X thousands of dollars, you're not a kid no more. It's time for you to get, low key, you're not my son. You a dude that wants to do business with me who happens to have the same name and the same blood. You can get got at. I mean, it is what it is.
But so you two are still not addressing the root of the problem.
That Kirk.
Obviously, for the past 10, 15, maybe 25 years, that Kirk's allowed that type of clown behavior. Maybe.
Well, that is a piece because they are saying what's been said, however, is that Kirk Franklin this is not the first time he's, threatened his son or cussed his son out, or his son is saying he comes at me like this all the time.
Yeah, but what does his son do?
So he ain't done nothing. Like he blowing off steam.
Yeah, but
so
what
can parents no longer do these things? So the generation of getting a switch and
you can't get no switch no more.
You
can't do that no more.
The switch
you can't get no switch no more, man.
There's no more switches.
No.
There's no more. I'm gonna put you. I put you in a headlock.
No.
I'm gonna bust you in your chest.
You can't do that. You can't
do no headlocks. Bust your son in the chest no more.
No, you can't do that no more.
Maynard, I'm sure your dad, Lamont, I'm sure your dad, when you got a certain age, and the hair is growing, and you think your itch don't stink no more, and you get the little girls nowadays, and you feeling yourself. I'm sure your dad had to say, "I will bust you in your chest."
No, he did one time.
He
did. He bust me in my chest.
We've had a couple of times where we had to have a run-in with your dad where you like, yo, my dad had to do the same thing. Like, yo, I'm knocking you down. I'm the king of this castle.
Right.
So I'm not mad at this Kirk. And because it's Kirk Franklin, he doesn't get no pass because he's on the white Jesus train, as Lamont would say.
Kirk Franklin gets a W for this. Everybody giving Kirk a lot of smoke. I don't feel like he was wrong. I mean, and maybe he was wrong that the boy was supposed to get some money, or he was supposed to do this, or maybe Kirk didn't. But you right, as far as I'm concerned, that's your son. First of all, that's another man, and you can address another man any way you need to address another man.
Right. Nobody should be, in my opinion, nobody should be going off on Kirk Franklin.
No.
Everybody should be going off on the son. The son should have never put that out for the world to be able to see. That is a big damage to Kurt's, brand, his reputation. What goes on in his household has nothing to do with what we got going on or why he sings Melodies from Heaven.
So can I just say one thing? Since
Maynard
is trying to sabotage me, but that's okay. I've said this before. This goes back to our need to be entertained. We're so worried about being entertained that we even give a conversation of this. This ain't got nothing to do with us. This ain't our business.
Well, it's in the world. And actually, one of our people actually asked us to talk about it. I didn't have anything to say because I didn't even know anything about it. But
yeah, this ain't our business.
I mean, I agree. It's not our business. What we got going on in the world ain't got nothing to do with Kirk Franklin. God bless you, Kirk. Keep putting out the smashes. I'll see you on Sunday's Best, and life goes on. All right, can we talk about the Grammys next? Did you watch the Grammys, Lamont?
Yeah, I had to.
Oh, okay. I actually thought, and I'm not really a fan of the Grammys, I actually thought this year was really good. I thought the performers were good. I thought that I thought Trevor Noah's was whack, but I'm not a fan of Trevor Noah. But the production element, I thought everybody's performance was amazing. I mean, the Baby's performance was fire. Cardi B's performance was fire. Dua Lipa's performance was fire. I didn't see what's that girl's name? The big girl, Lizzo. I didn't see her, but I missed the fact that Royce da 5'9" was nominated for a Grammy, and it made me say, Royce had an album, and I missed it.
Oh, you tripping?
Yeah.
Yes. It was Allegory, right?
Allegory.
Yeah, it was.
I totally missed that. My bad.
Fire.
Yo, and I used to give Brian a hard time. I was like, I don't know about Royce in the past dozen years, whatever it may be. Royce is that dude.
No, I think Royce has always been fire.
Yeah.
Here's what I think about Royce. I think that Royce, I don't want to say Royce. I think that his people in the company tried to take him in a direction that wasn't really him. He was, I don't hear Royce being a mainstream artist. I think that he is exactly in his element now. That's what I think. I don't hear Royce getting 60 spins a week on the radio.
No, he's not a commercial artist.
What was the song you had with Cha Cha though? That song was dope. I played it a couple times.
Back.
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead, Lamont. I'm sorry.
Where do I start? I'll address what you said. It definitely was professionally done in Grammys of years past. It just felt more, that might have been a Harvey thing. The brother who is the interim head of the Grammys that has its good, bad, and other bad things on the back end of the Grammys. What I thought was interesting, about Cardi and Megan, I had to go back to the dictionary, aka my Google machine, look up the phrase simulated sex act. And, there used to be a time that you would go to jail in this country or in certain cities in this country for performing a simulated sex act. And I get it. And I had a conversation with several people via text message while the performance was going on. And here's my question, Spud and Maynard. And Spud, you have a son, but let's just say your son was a daughter at birth, right? Say Deshaun was Deshaunette. And say, Maynard, your daughter grew up and wanted to be a rapper. How would you feel if you saw your daughter humping and pumping on the air the way Cardi B and Meg? And see, Meg's solo performance was a little bit more jazzier. Okay, I get it. And I know we got to hump and pump.
We got to hump and pump.
Hump and pump.
When are we going to be done with the humping and pumping, bro? Like,
what in all the shit?
Is it me because I'm 5'0"? You know what I'm saying? Is it like, and then somebody was like, well, Lamont, Janet Jackson was humping and pumping. I was like, yo, dog, I don't know if Janet was.
Jay-Z and Beyonce kind of humped and pumped when they did.
No. Back up. Both Bobby Brown and R. Kelly are the humping, pumping cats.
Yeah, but you never seen them on stage doing that.
Oh, yes.
On TV.
Oh, not on TV.
Yeah, no. Not on TV. Now, you go to an R. Kelly show, that's a little different.
Now, stop, Spud. That's very important. It was brought to my attention. Robert, some years back, had an issue because of the bed scene and had a bed. And Cardi, and if you notice this, going back to the professionalism, you notice the only time you saw Cardi is when it was humping and pumping time. You didn't see any promos. You didn't see any talking. You didn't see none of that, did you?
No, just, pumps in a bump.
Yeah, no, it was humping and pumping. You know what I'm saying? And again, I get it. I'm not hating on Cardi. Get your bread, but I'm just telling you, happy for Megan. You know what I'm saying? Roddy Ricch's performance. I mean, to me, the best performance of the night was Lil Baby. You know what I'm saying?
Baby killed it.
Yeah,
The
Baby, and shout out to Arnold, my man. That's family, but Lil Baby and his
I didn't
performance.
see Lil Baby's performance.
Yeah, the whole thing. Killer Mike was like a little guest spot. Tamika.
I'm gonna go back and see that.
Yeah, what's Tamika's last name? Is it Mallory?
Mallory.
Yeah, she was in his little set. So to me, his was the most powerful of the night, and it wasn't about humping and pumping, which I know we gotta have that. You know what I mean? But you're right. It definitely was, and even a lot of those artists that I didn't know, even the black country singer who I had no idea who she was. I had to go Google that. Some of those records wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? So I think all around, definitely for
your man
for
was
COVID.
off. Your man was off the chain. Anderson .Paak. That's your man.
Let's see. What else are we talking about tonight? Listen, let me kind of clarify that. I like Anderson .Paak.
I do too. I do too.
I think he's fire.
Yes.
I also think that Bruno Mars is fire. All right. I like to have them separate. Okay. This is one of those separate but equals.
You want your peas over here, your mashed potatoes over there?
Over here.
I like my mashed potatoes with my peas. I like my peas and my mashed potatoes. I like my rice and my beans.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I like them both. I think both of them do great music, but let's kind of separate the two a little bit. This is where the adult contemporary stations, how they would take the rapper off some of the songs because they didn't want to rap.
I'm not a Bruno fan. I'm not a Bruno Mars fan at all. I'm good on him.
No, Bruno Mars is dope. I mean, he's dope. But okay, so I wanted to ask about, Lamont, about, so I saw that Anita Baker is fighting for her master's. Is that possible? Like, what is the, I don't know. I mean, what's the process of owning your master's and getting that done? I mean, does she have the, I don't know, I guess the ammunition to get her master's? And for average people who don't understand what that means, what does that mean when an artist wants to own their masters?
It's simple as that. And can we use a slavery analogy?
Yeah, of
Is that
course.
okay?
Yeah.
So when an artist signs to a recording company, in exchange for whatever it is they provide, you agree to the terms. So whatever the terms were from the beginning, it included, and every artist is different. You know what I mean? So we don't know what the deal was, but what we know is Anita Baker sold a lot of records, and over the years, whether it was Elektra, Capitol, whomever, they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars marketing and promoting, Anita Baker. And she got cheese out of the deal over the years. But part of the deal was that they own her particular master recording, which is what it is when they say her masters, is the actual ownership of the recording until they decide they either want to give it up or they keep it. I mean, it's all a legal document kind of thing. So it's like, depending on what her deal was, it could have been in perpetuity, which means forever they own it. I don't know. It could have been because she's been making records, over 30 years now, right?
Oh, wait. More than that.
So, I mean, again, until we understand what the deal is, or they could say, you know what, Anita, if you want your masters, looking at all your books over the years, you still owe us $20 million. Run that cash.
So okay, so but let me I'm just trying to break this down to the lowest common denominator, because Will said, masters equal copyright. So basically,
not necessarily. No. That's wrong.
Let me get my bottom line.
Okay.
So if I own my master, because I'm just trying to think, like, if I signed a contract 30 years ago, right, and I'm no longer only thing Anita Baker can do at this point, for the most part, is to tour. That's basically where she's gonna get the majority of her bread. So from a record company standpoint, what's the bank? I mean, who's buying new Anita? I mean, no one's going back to buy Rapture. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if she dies, I'm sure everybody will buy Rapture. But what's the money making in owning the masters, other than the obvious?
But see what you also, and again, we don't know what the deal is. They could participate in some of her touring income. You feel what I'm saying?
True.
So she could probably be angry that they getting a piece of that along with the streaming income. You know what I'm saying? Well, or if they own the master, that means she can't go out. Let's say she wants to do a Target commercial, right, with her song. If they say no, they own that particular, master. And again, just so we clear, a copyright is two parts. Okay, so when we say necessarily, she could have wrote the record, so she might own that part of the master, but the record company may own the sound recording of the master. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not just a whole one big thing, of a particular master. And again, it's just about ownership and what she might want to do with it. You know what I mean? So again, until you know what the agreement is, we don't know.
I think the big play, though, to give another possible answer, Spud, is, if she owned it, Anita Baker could say, well, you know what? I think I want to do a best of album. I want to release my best 10 songs and see if I can make some cash off of that, which a lot of people would be like, okay, if you give me these 10 or 15 songs by you, I'll buy that. But she, and it might not be 1 million copies, but for her, she messed around and sell 200,000 of them. She made some, but she can't do that because she doesn't own she may very well not own the rights, particularly to the songs that she really wants, right? The first two albums, the Songstress album and the Rapture album, she certainly doesn't have any ownership of those. So that was the beginning, right?
Yeah, those alone, I'm sure her kids can eat off of those.
Right. Then there's compositions and Love You to the Letter and Body and Soul. Soul was a hit too, and I think you're right. That was East West Days or something like that.
No, I think our first run was Elektra.
Right, I'm saying with Body and Soul, like the late stuff.
Body and Soul. Is that the one when Michael was on? That was like right after Chapter 8, right? I would have to go back and look.
Whichever, but
no,
we do know that if you don't own it, you can't go and do a best of. And Lamont said you may not be able to do the tour, or if there's another thing, everybody is getting what right now? A movie about their lives. So she can't be like, I want to produce a Lifetime documentary about my life. Somebody did that. I can't remember who did one, and they didn't have any of their music. There's like 2 songs in the whole thing that was theirs. And the rest of it was just like music and kind of inspired by their sound a little bit, but it wasn't their stuff. So,
okay, all right. I was just curious about that. Where do we want to go? Do you want to go to Mississippi? Or you want to go to Stacey Owens? Stacey Owens.
Stacey Dash. So, let's see if we can make this happen. Stacey Dash, she wants to come on back home to the clique. she's changing her mind on being a Trump supporter and a Republican. So let's see what happens if we.
The angry, conservative black woman. And at that time in my life, it was who I was. And I realized in 2016 that anger is unsustainable. And it will destroy you. And, you know, what people don't know is that I made a lot of mistakes.
So Stacey Dash also went on to say that she's down to date black men again.
Oh, she was off?
No, she was definitely not on the black men tip. And I think right now she's down to date brothers, and she's down to date like yo, if I run into you at the Wegmans or at the Whole Foods, you know, and you push up, man, you know, I'm looking for love.
Will Stacey be at the Whole Foods or the Redmond? I'm just curious.
What's the who? You said the Redmond? What is that?
Wegmans.
Yeah, will she be at the Redmonds?
It's a high-end grocery store, kind of like Whole Foods.
Oh, okay. It's a high-end grocery store. Okay. All right.
She very well might be, because there's other stories that say that Stacey is
well, the question is do you know what I'm saying, do you accept her back? I mean, you know.
As fine as Stacey Dash is, I think you kind of got to let that one. You got to let her back in. She's too fine. I want her back on this side. We'll give them Tiger Woods and take Stacey Dash back.
Okay.
Lamont, you not taking Stacey Dash back in?
I mean, y'all don't want to hear this, but Stacey's just one of those cousins that you got to love them because who they are. You know, somebody that at least two of us on here know very well. I mean, we knew how Stacey was 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
How was she? Fine? She was fine.
I mean, she was always a pretty lady, but I'm saying, you know, people who knew her, Stacey always been crazy. She's been in that job since day one. So what do you want me to do? She still belong to us. I mean, that's what we've always done. We've always loved our oppressor. Isn't that what Harry?
I don't know if we welcome back OJ.
OJ's not allowed. OJ can't come. OJ cannot come to the party.
Why?
No. OJ still is
OJ put the murder game down, and he got off. What are you talking about?
That's not funny, man. There's a dead woman who allegedly people on to say OJ did it. I'm not saying he did it or didn't do it, but he was not rocking out with us. He's on the Meghan Markle train. He don't come over here with them white woman tears, OJ.
All right, man.
Okay, so we're letting Stacey Dash back. So is she off the Republican train now? Or?
Yeah, she said that 2016 she was she made a mistake running.
Yeah, but I think that's whack that she's saying that, you know what I'm saying, she made a mistake, you know, and, you know, now she wants to be off the Republican train. I think a lot of Republicans could agree that they made a mistake supporting Donald Trump. I think a lot of people thought that they were going to get something with Donald that they ended up not getting. I mean, a lot of people turned their back on the Trump train, especially, you know, this time around. So, I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with her saying, you know what, hey, I supported Donald Trump, but I'm still going to be a card-carrying Republican. I'm still a conservative. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. You know, I think that, you know, she just made a mistake with the whole Donald Trump thing. Now, what was that, the Oscars or wherever she was at? When Anthony Anderson had to pull her off the stage, like,
I don't remember this one.
Hey, you at the wrong barbecue, baby. You at the wrong barbecue. This ain't the barbecue where you bring up the politics. This is the wrong one. This ain't it. I think it was NAACP Awards or something like that. Yeah, this ain't the barbecue for that one. You need to wait till we get to the Oscars for that one, you know. But I think that, you know what I'm saying, she's a Republican, she's a Republican. Do your thing. I mean, an angry Black conservative woman, what in the world does that look like? Is that Candace Owens? I mean, what's the girl on Fox News? Black lady in the daytime? It's actually kind of hot.
Oh, the real thin lady?
Yeah. Harris something.
I know who you're talking about. I forgot her name. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a Republican, you're conservative, you're conservative. Do your thing.
Right. I'm down with that.
But
hold on. If Candace decides that she want to come back, can Candace come back home?
I like Candace Owens the way she is. I think that Candace Owens needs to stay exactly what she's doing. I actually am looking forward to her talk show. I mean, I like Candace Owens. I think she's like Stacey Dash, nuttier than a fruitcake. But I think that what she brings to the table, you can't argue with what she has to say is strong. I don't agree with it.
So I would say this: Stacey never really had a clue as to what she was saying and what she was arguing. She was repeating and regurgitating a lot of stuff that often, when she was asked, like, okay, so you said this, I'm going to ask you about that, and she would just get like, I don't know how to. She would not know how to answer. I would say this for Candace: Candace knows her points, and you can go to Candace, and she has that. She has all the right training to do what she's doing. You ask her something, you think you got her back up against the wall, Candace knows how to make that pivot and take it to a different location. If you say something, Candace can find any little small fallacy in your argument and exploit it and make it. But Stacey didn't have that part. Stacey was just like, I'm pretty, I think I'm relatively smart, and I don't think she's stupid, but I don't think she was like equipped to do what some of these other people are doing. The Candace Owens and the Colin Moore boy and a couple other people.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm not mistaken, and I want to just make sure I got this right. So isn't Stacey Dash like an actress?
She is.
Okay. Or was.
I mean,
can I point out something? I'm happy. What?
Coach Joe.
It's really boring without Donald.
Oh no, it's trash out here. It's trash.
I mean, can you guys just realize for a second that since January we really haven't talked about politics that much?
I don't know why you're not. Let me say this.
Because the things to talk about in politics now, they don't have no meat. They just boring.
Listen.
That's Cuomo trying to give you a little bit of drama.
Joe gave us
trying to give you a little drama.
Joe got these.
There's no drama. There's no. I can't believe it's not butter happening right now.
Joe got the stimmy checks on deck for folks. People getting their money. People got their money on Friday.
We need somebody to say no. I'm not giving out stimmy checks right now until I put my name on them. We need that kind of drama.
Why do you want that drama? Why? It's great.
Just makes
don't it feel good to have an adult in the White House? Don't it feel good that we talking about stimulus packages and infrastructure? Exactly. I don't want that. I don't want to be. I'm so stress-free. I'm stress-free as well. I'm happy. Listen, I'm down. I wasn't a Joe Biden fan, still not a Joe Biden fan. All down for the Kamala. That's where my vote went. But we just need some soup, man. You know. No.
What is it? Misery Loves Company. You know.
We don't need that.
So Spud, can I ask you a question? Did you just get the alert that they just put through the Secretary of Interior?
Yeah.
Right. That's where we at. I just got the alert. Secretary of Interior's in. Wait. Hold up, man. Let me get this off.
Who was the other one that they just confirmed?
Who cares?
But you think about this. In Donald's first 3 months or whatever, by the time March came around, he had fired 17 people. Like, God.
Right. That's the point.
We don't need that.
We were like, yo.
And we were uncomfortable.
The man fired Comey on the plane. That's what we're talking about.
On the plane.
The man fired him. He wasn't even home yet.
Handed the documents to the Russians in the White House. All kinds of shiggity that, like, yo, that's enough to make your blood pressure high. I promise you, my blood pressure has been down 25, 30 points since Joe stepped in. I feel amazing.
So wait a minute. I got another question, because this would amaze me. So Uncle Joe said he gonna sign the CARES Act on a Friday. He signs it on Thursday. And then they tell it come Saturday, people gonna have checks in their account. I
People
go on
had checks
TikTok.
on Friday.
Hold up. I go on TikTok Saturday morning. It's people buck dancing and I said, wait a minute. He just signed this on Thursday. How did he get checks on Saturday? So here's what I'm saying is that's just
but
an
the
example.
Donald, everybody was looking in the account like, we got them checks yet?
Like he just signed it, and he signed it a day early. Like this is the excitement that we had. This is where we at. And the sad part is the majority of the people who are going to get those stimulus checks, you know, only thing they're going to do is enrich some other major corporation who already got a lot of money.
That's exactly what they're for.
I got you. But I'm saying is, in my opinion, and I could be
That's
wrong.
what they're for.
It also should be about some sort of stabilizing someone's home environment if they can, not just going out, because we do know that some people are going to go out, like they've been saying, getting crab legs. I'm going to go to Red Lobster and I need the whole lobster.
Everybody going to be at Views Atlanta.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a simple enough question. What kind of check is it?
It's a stimulus.
We know what it is. It's a stimulus.
No. Spud, don't back off of him like that.
You're making a difference. You're saying, Lamont is saying that the majority of the people who are going to get the check is going to go to a large corporation. It's not the corporations that you're thinking about. A stimulus check is for me to be able to get by, from my understanding.
No.
Pay my rent, my bills, for me to be able to, you know what I'm saying, sustain for another month or whatever. A stimulus check is not for me to go and blow it in the strip club. That's not
exactly
what stimulus is. No.
Listen,
No.
It's a stimulus check to stimulate the economy. And one of the things that they always have bet on, even when Trump did it, is that if you give money to people, particularly the people with the least amount of money, they're going to go and spend it. That's what they're going to go do, and that's what they hope to have happen.
That's why I don't say.
But therein lies the problem.
And listen, that's what they did. I'm not. That's what it's designed to do. I'm not saying that because I'm taking the money I get. I'm putting that money. I'm paying off a bill, but
that's what, in my opinion, is supposed to be done, or putting it to the side,
sure,
putting it on for a rainy day, or
Will
whatever.
Said he's putting this.
To do this.
Will said the child tax credit he's going to put in his kid's trust fund, but and that's perfect.
That's perfect.
But
I understand stimulating the economy.
What they want to do is make sure that people say $1,400, $2,800, whatever it may be, $5,600, depending on the size of your family, and run over to Walmart and get a 65-incher. Run over to the Best
You're
Buy.
4 months behind on your rent, and you're getting a TV.
Yo, that's what. Listen, go and look it up.
I get what you're saying.
When they designed this, they said, the thought process is people with the least amount of money will spend it most. They will spend it. And a lot of people are going to spend it on things that they need. Some people are going to spend it on...
Wait. Maynard, say what you just said again.
I mean, that right there is the issue
That's the problem.
That was the design. They knew this when they put it together.
There also was a design to put us in chains and pick cotton for nothing. Does that mean it's correct?
I didn't make up this ideological process.
But do me a favor, Maynard. Say what you said again about the people who have the least amount of money do what?
Will spend the most.
Okay.
People with the least amount of money will get these checks and immediately return it to other people.
AKA like Sam Walton, right?
Huh?
Like you just said, they're gonna go to Walmart or they're gonna go on Amazon that already. And I forgot what the numbers that I heard.
Well, they're going to do the Red Lobster thing like you said. Or they're going to go to Whole Foods or to Wegmans and bump into Stacey Dash buying some crab legs.
Yeah, but I don't see the majority. My people ain't doing that. I would prefer for them to do that. I'd rather for them to go and buy, you know what I'm saying, kids' clothes or, you know, buy themselves an outfit or go buy some, you know what I'm saying, stuff for their home or whatever the case may be if they're not going to save it, than for them to go buy some lamb chops and crab legs.
Or this one, wait a minute, this one girl was on Facebook and said she was gonna go get a Hellcat because she had 5 kids. I had to unfriend her. I said, you know what? It's time to start blocking people. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? You gonna get
Speaking of that, some people need to be on Instagram restriction. All right?
Yes.
Some of y'all, I need to start putting on Instagram.
Yes.
Y'all need some Instagram timeouts. All right.
Yes.
There's a couple people out here in the world. You're doing too much on the Instagram. You might get a block. You might need to get an unfollow for a week or two because you're doing too much. All right. Before we go, let's get to Mr. C before we bounce.
Okay. So Mr. C, we might remember famously Mr. C messed around.
Lamont's man now. This is Lamont's man, so tread lightly.
Yo, Mr. C is out here living his life out loud. He decided a few years back that he was going to, you know what? Let's just have Mr. C say it himself.
Because there's footage, right? Where it's like this dude tapes you, right?
Right.
And y'all like haggling over the prices of head, right? So it's like.
Well, let me correct you.
Right.
It wasn't a dude that taped me.
Right.
It was a transsexual woman.
Okay, it's a transsexual.
I don't want them to get at you.
Get at me.
It was a transsexual woman that taped me. It was not a man.
Okay, I don't understand all this shit.
But I'm telling you.
That's what I'm saying.
You want to learn from the master?
Like, so what I'm asking you is that my question is like, do you prefer that it's a
man that looks like a
man
woman?
that used to be that looks like a woman, or
Mano, stop being difficult. That's what a transsexual woman is.
So
it's a man that's dressed like a woman.
Right, but is that what you like, though?
Yes.
Hey, man, he living his life. That's what he prefers.
I need some more lotion on my hands.
What?
I was trying to see, was I still ashy?
So,
Lamont, you go first.
What you want me to say, man? Shout to Mano. Mano stand up. You know what I'm saying?
Shout to Mano.
Shout to Mano.
What's up,
You know what I'm saying? I mean, here's what I'm going to say to Mr. C, man, or about Mr. C. You know, we wouldn't have Biggie Smalls. We wouldn't have
Big Daddy Kane.
Wouldn't have Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
You know, there was always a large conversation about hip hop having a side of hip hop that was a little different than what it portrayed, and you know, now people are more comfortable of having these kind of discussions. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm uncomfortable. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, I think my thing is, and I got to keep it 1,000. I was having this conversation with someone who was. Is it LGBTQ, whatever? I said to this individual, what you do sexually is probably 5 to 10% of who you are. There's another 80 to 90% of somebody that may, I don't know, be a great graphic artist, may be a great painter, maybe somebody who's a wonderful chef. Why don't we have those kind of conversations instead of always talking about somebody in a sexual, you know what I'm saying, escapades or how they get down? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, you know, Maynard's heterosexual, right? But I've never sat down and had a conversation about what he likes. Do he like to get topped off? And do he want a rim shot? Or, you know, do he like to do this from the tree? We don't, that's what I'm saying. We don't, you feel what I'm saying? We don't talk about that. And
we don't need to talk about that.
That's my beef about all of this. And it's like, you're more than just sleeping with a transsexual, Mr. C. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, we get it, dog. But I just don't understand why it seems like I got to keep being force-fed this particular sexual way of living. Because I'm sure, again, say what you want, transsexual, homosexual, heterosexual, you are not humping and bumping 85, 90% of the time. So why is that 85, 90% of the conversation about who you are as an individual? That's my beef.
That's very enlightening.
Because I'm saying, Maynard, and I ain't going to put it on my man Spud because I you know, you the punching bag. Are you humping and bumping 80 to 90% of your life? Is that what you do? No, you're a father.
80 to 90% of my life, I have not even 80 to 90% of my life is no humping and bumping.
My point
not 10%
exactly.
of my life is humping and bumping.
Right. So why is that? At least when it comes to that community, everything is always sexual.
Well,
I get.
I don't think it's that community. I think it's people, right? Because if a man is cheating on a woman, that's another thing. If a man is sleeping with, there was a whole bunch of discussion on this podcast about Lori Harvey and her body count. So her body count is not 80 to 90% of her life either.
Yeah, but we weren't talking about. We weren't talking about. Does she like to take it up the butt? And do she want to get topped off with whipped cream? We didn't get that explicit, my dude. No, we didn't.
But people were trashing. I know. Why do you keep talking about the topping off?
In the rim shot.
Don't.
Ain't that what she said?
Don't. Stop it.
It's cool. Let me get my DMs ready because I know the bullshit is coming. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, I mean, what you said is actually correct in so many ways. That this man's life is like, he's been a hip hop legend, right? He's been behind some of the biggest records, some of the biggest artists, and his sexual preference or what he likes has no bearing on the talent that he is that he possesses. Nor does it have any bearing on how legendary the music he's worked on has been. The beauty.
I think you got to kind of look at it in the same context as Kirk Franklin. It's about branding, right? Let's talk about that for a second. If I'm a program director, right? And I'm looking at Mr. C, or if I am a club owner, mainstream club owner, booker, promoter, or whatever, and I see Mr. C and he's on a podcast with Mano that's probably getting 1 million hits or hundreds of thousands of hits, and he's talking about the things that he likes in a transsexual way, does that make me want to book Mr. C?
You don't have to listen.
Hire him?
Somebody is going to hire Mr. C, and that's fine. And a lot of people aren't going to hire Mr. C.
It's a lot of girl-on-girl clubs out there. He can, spin at.
But so I think the big part of it is that we see him, and he presents as this, bigger person. He's not a small guy, and that he's in a part of hip hop that has always kind of
been very masculine.
But nobody has a problem with Frank Ocean. Nobody has a problem with a lot of these other guys who don't present the same, and they are younger or whatever the case may be, and they're open with their sexuality. And I think a lot of it is when you see a guy his size, you be like, damn, you gay? Right?
He didn't say he's not gay.
Well, he's having sex with men. At the end of the day, he's still having sex with men.
Well, not really.
Okay. However you want to call it. And I'm not here to really
So are we saying getting topped off by a man is that's not sex?
It's not gay sex though.
You just getting topped off by a dude.
All I know is I agree with, what I'm saying. I think that how this is a very far-fetched analogy, but I think it's a good one. You know how you used to say, like, you opened up the can just a little bit and then it continues to open up and then, the next thing you know, it's all the way open. I think that that's where we're at right now with society, where, you used to could never see, a transsexual. You growing up, you probably didn't even know what that was, in our generation. And then you would start to see, transsexuals, and then you start to see things on TV, and then you start to see, a little bit of guys kissing and girls kissing, and now Shonda Rhimes, she just don't even, and then, so I think that the world has now opened itself up to, the blinders are off. And I just think that, especially with podcasts, ours included, there's no filter anymore for people to be able to kind of give some sort of, separation between who you really are and what I thought you was. Like, I want to look at Mr. C. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the greatest DJs of all times. I don't want him to know. I don't want to know that he's the transsexual king. I mean, that's what he said. Like, this is what I do. So imagine Mr. C parading around Central Park and in the New York streets at 3 o'clock in the morning looking for men with breasts and balls.
Looking for street meat.
Street meat. Is it the same thing? Didn't Eddie Murphy get picked up for this?
For street meat. But can I say this, please? Please, please. Y'all know what hurt my heart, and I said this before. What was that last show that was on HBO with Michael K. Williams and
Country?
Yeah. Y'all remember the scene when Michael K. Williams, a.k.a. Omar, he spit in his hand to utilize for lubrication with another man.
God.
All right, let me say this before we go.
No. I had some blank time. We going over today, buddy. You ain't bowing out now. I need 5 more minutes. Wasn't that just a little too much? Don't we look at Omar different when we go back to The Wire? And we know it's all acting.
Omar different, or do we look at Michael K. Williams?
That's still Omar. You know what I'm saying? He always was going to be Omar. Omar coming. You know what I'm saying?
Omar coming. But I want to say this. Shout out to Wendy Williams and the transsexual community, because they did out a lot of rappers who were in the closet.
True that.
And so is this a time for more rappers to explore their sexuality in the ways that they like and be public about it?
Yes. It's better now.
Would you, if Rakim right now came out and said, I am a man who likes transsexuals or men, would he still be the God MC?
Yes.
There's no way, Maynard.
Yes, it is. First of all, you just look, simple enough. Paid in Full album, there's not a wasted song. There's not a wasted verse. There's not a wasted lyric.
But that's not who he was.
It doesn't matter. Those things are on wax. It will forever be there. You can't change that. If all of a sudden, hold on, Spud. If Usain Bolt, the fastest man on the earth, decided to come out and say he was gay, it doesn't change the fact that he's still the fastest man on earth.
Yeah, but if Usain Bolt came out and said, yo, I've been using steroids or I've been using all this other stuff, he's no longer, you know what I'm saying?
Right, because that's performance enhancement. But being gay is not a performance enhancement. If Rakim, and this is blasphemy at this point because this is all just supposition, if he came out as gay, that didn't make his rhymes better. He did that.
So if this is the case, then that means that R. Kelly is okay. That means T.I. is okay. No. Doing things. No. What that they were doing.
No.
If T.I. is soliciting girls for sex that want to happen, then you look at T.I. differently. Now,
if T.I. is soliciting young ladies for sex, if T.I. is soliciting girls for sex who are under the age.
Is that T.I.?
It was Rakim. He wants to have a conversation. He got problems with what's being said. If he wants to have if T.I. let's stick on this back with R. Kelly, because we have some understandings. Some of us have some understandings on it. If he was having sex with underage girls, that's illegal. If he was chaining people into rooms, that's perverted in a way that we think that people shouldn't do, like having a sex slave. If a man decides that they like having sex with other men and can live their life, Mr. C's problem was that he couldn't live his. Hold on for a second. He couldn't live his life because he was out here in the middle in the streets trying to buy some sex. Now he could probably say, "Look, I can be who I want to be, and I don't have to sneak around in Central Park."
So you mean to tell me right now that what's the boy in Florida with the drugs and the man on the floor, the governor boy,
Andrew Gillum?
You mean to tell me that Andrew Gillum right now, we don't look at him differently? We look at him differently.
I think we look at him differently because of the whole scenario. Listen, Spud, it's the whole scenario. He was cheating on his wife, period. Let's start with that. It was homosexual sex. Let's go to that. And there was drugs involved. So there's a whole thing. But if he was a single man and he happened to be homosexual, like Pete Buttigieg is homosexual and was running for president, and no one had a problem with that. Like Harvey Milk was mayor of San Francisco, and nobody had a problem with that. Like a whole bunch, there's that, like Chantel Davis, I think is her name, from the Midwest. She's from Oklahoma, Indian. Sharice Davis is in Congress, and she's homosexual. Nobody has a problem with that.
Well, some people do. Let's not say nobody.
Well, okay, but I'm saying when people have the opportunity to live their life and they don't have to sneak around or they don't have to lie about who they are, then it's a whole lot easier. Like, oh, you gay? Okay, well, I don't really like that, but you're a good politician, so I'll vote for you. Or, oh, you gay? But damn, that song is amazing. Like, you know, who can take anything off of Prince's Purple Rain? Like, he was involved with homosexuality as well. Is he not one of the greatest people, the greatest artists of all time?
I've never heard Prince was involved with homosexuals.
He's got a song. He says, "I had kings and queens in my castle."
Yeah, that's a lyric, though. You ain't never seen Prince with no man.
Well, let me just say my little 2 cents is that I think, again, everyone is entitled to have their own opinion. And if someone wants to feel a certain kind of way about Mr. C because of his position and what he thinks, then that's okay. That's what this America thing is supposed to be about. If some people are down with it, cool. If you're not, I mean, and Spoil, we've had this conversation before, and I tell it to people who have a particular way of liking an artist of some sort. The worst thing you want to do is meet them and get to know who they are, because most of the time you're going to be disappointed in what you really find out about that individual. And that has nothing to do with sex. You'll find out a lot of people that know Anita Baker say she's a trash human being. You know what I mean? She's super trash. She's not personable. She's just naturally not nice. You know what I mean? So, again, for me, I have my opinion about Mr. C. I know Mr. C. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I have an opinion, and that's my opinion. That's my right. You know what I mean? And it's okay. And like you said, if that's what he want to do, God bless him. If that's his thing, but you're not going to tell me that I have to be comfortable with it, because that's just me, and it's okay.
Can we have one more conversation?
No, hell no.
No, you said we could go over. You said that. I didn't.
I mean, why not? I mean,
Master P wants to buy HBCU.
HBCU, like in historical black college? No, yes. HBC. What is HBCU?
Historical black college or university.
And an HBCU or a specific one?
He didn't say which one. His quote was, "I researched it, and to find out who owns or founded some of these HBCUs, it was shocking." And I was curious, like, who owns HBCUs?
Like the name?
No, like he was saying, like, I want to buy one. I see other people own them. I don't know who he's talking about who owns an HBCU other than...
I thought they were, like, funded.
Well, it's like a 50-50 deal for most of them. It's 111 left, 107 maybe, somewhere in that number of historically black colleges in the country. 50%, 51, 52% of them are funded in state institutions. My school, Norfolk State University. Lamont went to Tennessee State. There's Virginia State here, Delaware State. You know, several others around the country. That the state itself is essentially the owner, if you will. And then around 50% of them, maybe 48, 49% of them, usually are private and are owned, I wouldn't say owned, are private and belong to a church organization, right? Virginia Union here in Virginia is a seminary school, so you can learn theology and religion, etc. And there's several others. But I don't remember.
So when he says he wants to buy HBCU, like he wants to just pull up on one and be like,
right, he just wants to pull up and be like, yo, how much is this? I'm curious about P. Like, I don't, first of all, I don't think he's supposed to be in this space discussing this at all.
That's what I'm about to say, man. Here's my issue with you even bringing this up. He couldn't even get the No Limit Soldier Tour on track. He couldn't even get 25 days to get that popping.
But do you know what he said, though?
Hey, listen, I did those commercials. Back up, man. He did a couple
I get it. Get that cash. But I'm saying he didn't sell no tickets. Let's focus on what you're supposed to be doing, Percy. How about that?
Well, you know what he said? He said, a lot of y'all know that I wanted to buy an NBA team, but I've changed my mind. I now want to buy an HBCU. Pause for just a moment.
The good thing about it is that
you want to buy an NBA team?
First of all, if Master P, who has a boatload of money, if you have a boatload, I don't know if he got that kind of cash, but the good thing about it is that here's what I like about Master P. There is literally no limits to his mind. I mean, the man has pancake syrup. All right, that's first of all. He got pancake syrup and pancakes. So a man who got pancakes and pancake syrup, I ain't mad at the way he thinks. If you got the capital or the resources to even have the conversation of buying an HBCU, God bless you. The thing I don't like about Master P is I really don't see it come to market. Like, I don't see all of the things, well, Rap Snacks did, but I don't see the things,
I'm so glad you brought up Rap Snacks. I saw that in the store the other day when I was somewhere, and I was like, this is trash. Where's the Frito-Lay?
Paying the artist, do the artists get a royalty fee for that?
I have to get their likeness on there.
Is Biggie getting paid to be on the Rap Snacks?
Well, a state should hopefully get a check. Miss Wallace should hopefully, or the
I'm
baby
just saying,
girl.
anybody getting a check.
Oh.
Rap Snacks been around for at least 10 years.
Well, no. If it's the likeness is on there, I'm sure he's paying a royalty. Yes.
Okay, well, God bless him. I just don't see Master P stuff come to the market. I don't even know where I could go and buy a Master P shoe. I don't know where I could go. I'm sure I can go to nolimit.com, but I don't know. I mean, God bless you, Master P. Do your thing, and I'm down with Master P and the No Limit Tour and the No Limit Soldiers.
So, Maynard, I have a question. With Norfolk State University, and I learned this a few years back about Tennessee State, is that once you start to accept state funding, you have to abide by certain rules via the state. So I know one of the things with Tennessee State University was that in order to continue to receive funding from the state of Tennessee, they had to go out and recruit a certain percentage of non-Black students, that they had to get the number up to maybe 18 to 22%. Was Norfolk State the same?
I don't think that's the case with us at all, and I don't think that's necessarily the case with many schools. That may be interesting. That's an interesting scenario at Tennessee State. I can tell you, I think a lot of Black schools have increased their number of non-Black students as a means of survival. Not that the state is forcing them to, but the idea that a lot of what we call PWIs, or predominantly white institutions, have been doing a greater job of competing to get Black students, which almost, and for a lot of Black colleges, has made going to a HBCU not even a thing for a lot of students. When you and I were graduating from high school, you graduated 88 or 89?
88.
88. I would graduate 89. All the Black kids in from 1987 that I can remember, from my high school through probably 1990, and I came out in 89, we all knew we were going to a Black college for the most part. There was a handful of kids, Black kids who were going to go to a white school was much smaller than the number of Black kids coming out of my high school going to a Black college. But watching Norfolk State, my alma mater, and being a part of that, the university program as an employee, we have seen that the numbers have trended downward on the size. When I came to Norfolk State as a student, we had 10,000 students. We're down around 6,000. Partly by design. We changed our admission policy, so we didn't just accept a lot of students for the sake of accepting them. But now we are sitting back saying, well, how do we grow? Because Old Dominion University, when I came to Virginia, Old Dominion, which is a predominantly white institution, about 7-10 minutes away from Norfolk State, when I came to Virginia, had 3% black. Now it's 30% black. So they've been trying their best to take our students. So I think a lot of schools, a lot of black colleges are looking at that. Tennessee State it's not that they accepted state money. They are a state institution. They are literally part of the state.
And again, we ain't gonna go long with this because because Sport UC Manning gets happy with this kind of conversation. Again, I remember it was directly because there was a big to do. If that was a thing where some of the legislation, and maybe it was to increase the funding, but it was directly tied, and it was a big thing where basically more white students had to be pumped into that school or they wasn't going to get as much money or more money from the state at that time. And this was some years ago. So again, I was just wondering, and it's all good.
And you're right, that there are...
But you do get excited when you talk about this, you go really long.
But I'm just trying to figure out, again, when he said, Master P said he Googled and he was surprised at who founded and owned a lot of these black institutions. And then he goes on to say, we can't change the past, but we can change the future by investing in the next generation. They going to have to sell some of these schools to us.
Do white people own the historical black colleges?
No, I'm unaware of any historically black college that's owned by a corporation or a person. Like I said, most of them are owned by the state or some church or whatever, like a seminary program. Most of which are tied to black churches or the black community. So I don't know what he Googled. I gotta get my Google machine on the Master P Google machine algorithm.
Well, maybe he was talking about like the NAACP. Like I was surprised to notice some of the earlier supporters and really, from what I understand, the people that really put the funding into a lot of civil rights organizations didn't look like us.
That's true. Howard University is not named for a black person; it's named for a white man.
Right.
Spelman.
So maybe,
as well.
maybe that's where he's going. Like understanding.
They don't own it though. I mean, that's the only thing. And like, I just don't see, like, it's not a house. You can't just be like, you know what?
We're talking about somebody who made a record, make it say,
like he had syrup and pancakes. The man had syrup and pancakes.
But we don't want him building a rocket to go to the moon. We want him to make.
I want him to do whatever he feels that is important to be able to advance his financial gain, black people's financial gain. So if he wants to invest in the HBCU, fine.
I don't want that. I don't want him to do that.
If you have the resources and the finances to be able to do it, God bless you. Go and do it.
I don't want him to do that.
But do it.
No.
I don't want him to do that.
And I hate to say that I would Maynard, but I'm with Maynard.
Why? Why can't Master P be an investor in HBCU?
Oh, can I quote Chris Rock when he talked about how he took his kid to orientation and how he said that the counselor was telling the kids that they can all be what they wanted to be? But that actually was a lie. He said some of them people, hey, hold up. Some of them kids in there is going to be Uber drivers. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with being an Uber driver. Everybody's not going to make it, Spud. We got to stop lying and say that Master P can do whatever he wants. No. Kanye thought he could run for president.
Well, he could run for president if he would have did it right.
No, not now. Kim Kardashian got him blocked. You know what I mean? Or he blocked her. Come on, man. Like, everybody, no, stop it. Stop. Okay.
Master P, keep your money in your pocket.
Hey,
and stick with the rap.
And according to Forbes, you only got $200 million. You can mess that up easy now.
Oh, shit. You think you can go out here and buy? He needs to go here. Master P, look, right here. You want to get involved with the school?
That's up 200.
Call Umar Johnson. Dr. Umar trying to find somebody to give him another $5, $6, $7, $10, $15 million to get the school off the ground. And put
Umar, you need to get that one a rest.
Listen. He's on my TikTok timeline. He gives me joy. He's a clown.
Dr. Umar, I like Dr. Umar.
No, he's a clown. On TikTok, he's a clown.
Oh, I've never seen him on TikTok. I gotta watch him. All right, we out, y'all, because we went 15 minutes over. Thank you guys so very much for, staying with us. We will do it again on Monday at 7 p.m. Make sure you share this episode with your friends. Make sure that you go to us on YouTube. Make sure you go to us on SoundCloud. Make sure you go to us on Facebook and hit the thumbs up. Hit the bell on YouTube as well as subscribe button. Subscribe for new episode. Share this episode. Talk about us to your friends at work. Tell them to listen to us, watch us, and be a part of the conversation. Have a fantastic week. We'll do it again next Monday. Peace.